Hey, good morning everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss Pre-Market Report for February 21st, 2017. I'm Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. One thing to notice here is obviously we've been in a very bullish uptrending market. We had a very tightly coiled pattern here heading into that breakout. Once price got above 2300, it was a full-on push right into 2350. That was a 100% extension on a weekly basis. We still have a major upside target to reach for, and that is 2376 half. That's the 100% expansion target from the August 2015 key range. So this is a major long-term target to reach. We still have more upside until that target is reached. I think any pullback as far down as 2300 is still an opportunity for bulls to defend. So this is still a bullish market. Now, having said that, I do believe that if there's any rejection of 2351 half here, this previous week's high, if there's any rejection here, I think short term we see a quick push to the previous week's midpoint. That's going to be 2332. So that could be a play to watch out for here. Failure to hold 2351 half opens up 2332s. And then from there, you may see bulls defend and squeeze to highs as this thing perhaps trades and builds out some sort of expanding range up here. So a couple of things to watch out for. Perhaps a swing down and then perhaps another swing up to new highs. All right, let's take a look here at the intraday time frame. On an intraday basis, here's the previous week's close price. Very important right here. That's 2358 half. Previous week's high, there's a 2351 half. That's the level I was mentioning a moment ago. You can see that bulls are keeping the previous week's close bid. If there's any failure to hold that level, expect a move back to 2341. That's 5-day VPOC, and perhaps a push into the previous week's support there, 2337, and a little lower. So right there, now 2348 half, that's the key level to watch. All right, let's take a look at crude oil. Here's a look at the higher time frame crude. What we've seen here is a very bullish overnight and pre-market move heading into Monday's RTH open. Very bullish. We haven't seen a push like this beyond 54s in a while. So we have 54 evens here. We've gotten into 54.20s, 54.30s, but each time it's been highly rejected. At the beginning of the year, we did have one big spike up, but that was all pre-market overnight, and then by the end of the day, we were way back down. So this is a huge move. Now, to see how these previous highs right here, that's where the midpoint of today's session is, and that's 54.29. That's going to be a very important level, because right now we have a big time stops run day here where the stops came out to the upside, a big push up, the midpoint's at the resistance there that tells you a big push up. If price closes below that 54.29 today, that's going to be a major rejection. That would open up a return back toward these levels. So that's going to be the pivot to watch today. The over-under is going to be 54.29. Ideally, bulls would want to keep this area bid over and over and try to keep this thing closed on highs, and that would offer further strength perhaps into 55s and beyond. But right now, the level to watch on this breakout is going to be 54.29. Failure to hold it, rotates lower. Holding it opens up the continuation higher. This is really going to need to get through 55.50. 55.50 is a CLVN right here. That's a major CLVN. The expectation, if we push into 55.50, given that it's a CLVN, it's likely going to be a first test fade opportunity for bears. Eventually, a breakthrough 55.50 is going to unlock the other side of the major range, heading into 57, 59, and finally into 62, which is the next CLVN above. So this is a major key level here. So crude oil is finally pushing through 54s. We have a major level to watch in terms of that 54.29, and a continuation in the 55.50 could offer a first test bounce with the potential to eventually see a major breakout. So we're starting to see some things perhaps cook into, some future profits here, because we've had a lot of building up of this energy. Hopefully we get a release soon. All right, let's take a look here at the intraday time frame. On an intraday basis, we've been seeing an uptrending market here. Here's 54.29. We've been pushing higher. We just came back inside R3 right now. Any pullback even into 54.40, 54.30, and that zone could offer a great opportunity to push this thing back up on multiple passes. Right now we have kind of a more mild pullback, so bulls are holding 54.59 at the moment for a continuation higher. Failure to hold that level rotates into this zone they want to defend, and again as low as 54.30. All right, let's take a look here at ZB. Let's go to the higher time frame first. Looking at ZB in a higher time frame, you can see that obviously we've been talking about this key level, 149.12, 149.24, how these trap participants led to a squeeze up into our 153.21 key level, pull back into support, back to the key level, back to support, and back up. So right now, despite the early weakness this week, the flow is to the upside. So at the moment, on a swing basis, I'm looking to see how price responds to this level right here. It's about 150.18, the previous session's low, the midpoint of the session 2 days ago. There could be a trap below it or bounce off of it that could lead to a week-long bounce back toward 153.21, because remember, this is the zone. If there is a failure to hold this level, then perhaps we do come down here, double dip. But this is the pivot to watch, about 150.18s. Watch for a trap at or below it for a shot at turning this thing back toward this upper level. That's going to be the swing idea. If we look at this idea on an intraday time frame, here you go right here. Again, the level to watch short term is going to be this level right here. That's 150.18 thereabouts. That's where that low is. That's where the previous high is, where you got the breakout. It's coming back to that zone. This is where bulls want to defend short term. You might see a little push below it where it tries to hold and then fails, but overall that's the level to hold. If there's any failure to get going, then the next zone again will be to retest the previous week's low, 149.16, and that's still a zone down here to defend and bring back to value, at least short term, until proven otherwise. All right, let's take a look at one last one here. Let's look at GC. GC in the higher time frame right now. One thing you'll notice is a pullback. The dollar is very strong this morning. That could be having an effect. Here's our 12.21 and our 12.20. That zone has been very, very bullish for us ever since the change of control. Before that, it was a target and an area to reject. It was a target here. It was an area to reject there. Here, it was also a target and an opportunity to perhaps continue onward. So now it's being defended at the moment. This was a failed new high there, so it was a lower high. And that usually implies that you want to come down here and test this level. So that's something to keep in mind. In rejecting that previous high there, this pullback could come back and test this low or back into the zone at the very least. So right now with gold, watching it closely, obviously this is the previous week's close. Price is going to have to start getting back above that zone to start squeezing toward that next target. Once we start pushing back to the upside, 1263 is our next major target. So right now, this is the midpoint of the previous range. That's going to be the key level to watch. Here's composite value has just shifted up right now to 1232s. So this is somewhere to watch right here, but we've been in an uptrend. Pullbacks right now are going to be defended for a potential squeeze and a continuation. It's just identifying where that pullback low is going to be. So we'll let the market decide where that low is, and then we'll look to play off of that low. At the moment, in a short-term trading sense on the intraday chart, mild little downtrend right now, little downtrending channel. Here's that 1233 key level, 1232 is composite VPOC. Again, this is going to be one to watch here because any pullback into the zone could offer more weakness ahead. So right now, that's VPOC, that's value, that's 1232. If price cannot get above that zone, we could be hunting lower prices here soon. Any bounce down here, still a buying opportunity. All right, that's it for now. Let's see how this thing plays out heading into the rest of the day. Good luck, trade well, and happy Monday.